Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And welcome to Tuesday, December 6th, Governance and Priority Committee meeting. Councillor Smith will not be joining us this morning. All other councillors are here. So I will call us to order at 10 o'clock. We have an agenda in front of us. Do we have any changes from administration?
No changes from administration, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. We'll move the agenda as presented. Councillor Balazar, thank you very much. All in favor? That's unanimous. Moving on to our previous minutes of the November 1st, 2022 Governance Priorities meeting. Looking for someone to move those minutes. Councillor Wanchuk, thank you. Comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That is unanimous. Moving on to 4A, presentations, 10 o'clock. We have a presentation from the Chamber with the Chamber 2023 budget. So Ms. Garys, you can come forward. Mr. Honesty said you required no introduction. Or something like that. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Hello, hello. There we are. Sorry, it was red, so I thought it was off. Yeah, thank you for having me. So I'm Jennifer Gary, CEO of the Leduc, Nisku, and Wetaskiwin Regional Chamber of Commerce. And we've also taken on a service agreement to run the Devon and District Chamber as well. But we're here to present on our annual ask from Leduc County and what we do together throughout the year. So I'll start, I'll kick it off with the budget first so you can see all of what we are looking to do again. So Discover Leduc Region is our tourism initiative that we're working with 6 different municipalities, mainly our partners of Leduc County and the city of Leduc. Our Regional Visitor Information Center, the VIC, so we're asking for $21,000 for that. That number hasn't changed. I think it's been over 12 years and we haven't asked for any more money for that initiative. Business engagement is everything that comes up through the year, you know, education, job connector, market space listing events. It was part of also our small business series where we had 10 different education sessions for the business community throughout the year, as well as everything else that we'll get into through the presentation. Ag initiatives, local foods, member engagement, events, tours. This is, you know, our Growing From Here, our Food and Sustainability Summit, and all the other initiatives that we're doing. The mayoral address, the annual mayoral address, Business Awards Gala, Business Expo, Chamber Golf Tournament, Small Business Week Luncheon, our Spirit of Giving Luncheon. There are the halls, the 15 community halls that we promote throughout Leduc County. We combine them all into one. They each have their own profile on our website, but we combine them all as one cost. The county chamber membership, and as well as Startup Leduc and Wetaskiwin Regions, which is our entrepreneurship startup center with businesses from 0 to 5 years. And I'll get into that also as we lead through. So I'll move down here. So Discover Leduc Region. So this is our, we've been doing it now for a few years. This is our tourism initiative. These are just some photos from, as well as the 6 partners that we have in this initiative. So City of Leduc, Leduc County, Kalmar, Beaumont, Devon, and the town of Millet. Some of those municipalities are a lot smaller. You know, Kalmar, Devon, and Millet just have a small part of Discover Leduc. For the main part, it's mostly Leduc County, the City of Leduc, and Beaumont has a little bit more as well. So I will move down through here. So this is just some of the initiatives that we've done. We were actually able to secure a large grant to get a brand new website. So we secured $30,000 this past year to get a new website for Discover Leduc. So now we can do partnerships and packaging. So we can combine different assets together at one cost, and you can book that online now. So we did the race and relax. We did the stay and play, the golf packages with the golf courses, as well as our local hotels. So there's a lot more we can do. Here is just one of our pages. So we also advertise throughout the Edmonton region. And so this one was just on 6 different assets. And one of them featured was Twisted Sisters, the fiber company in Leduc County, as well as the campgrounds you can see above there as well. Visitor Information Center, that's the VIC that we run, and visitors come throughout the year, as well as, you know, phone calls, drop-ins, anything like that. Also arranging packages for tourists coming through. The local job connector. So this was an initiative we started a while back. On average, we have 100 different jobs posted, and it's all hyper local jobs of Leduc and Wetaskiwin. And quite often, Nisku companies, Leduc County's on there right now for some jobs. You know, the hotels are always hiring in this region, Blackjacks, all of that. So we have those local job postings that we update on a daily basis. Sorry, the most is okay. So opportunities and listings. So this is, land for lease, land for rent, land for sale. If there's a business in the region that has a property, an office or something like that, we will advertise that for the business. We also go through the Alberta Purchasing Connection, and we're always highlighting RFPs throughout all of our surrounding municipalities that our local businesses can apply for, and they have a heads up on. So we're always extracting that so they know what they can bid on, and it could be anything, whatever whatever municipality has on their site. Through this Alberta Purchasing Connection, they can apply for those types of bid jobs. The small business series, selling a business, that was one of the ones we featured this year. We've done succession planning, HR 101, marketing, all sorts of different ones. So this our small business series we do each month, and we have one coming up actually on the Canada Summer Job Grants. So we're doing that one next week. So if you know of any businesses looking to hire students, we'll be doing a session on that. Ribbon cuttings, we did a lot this past year. So here's 5 that were highlighted in the Leduc County region. And we also did Rolly View. It's not on here. So these are just some of the companies that we worked with. Band Powertrain. We have Fruition, the new disruptive farmers market. That was last summer. So these are just some of the ones that we've highlighted throughout the year. Egg initiatives. So the photo on the bottom is Hofstra Dairy, who is now doing egg tourism initiatives and education sessions with their new event space above their dairy. Growing From Here, we were able to capture some photos this year from Growing From Here, featured at the Beck Centre. And so it went very well this year. We were very, we kind of changed the event up because, we've always done at the Nisku and we've had the trade show booths. This was smaller, but it really filled the Beck Centre, had great conversation, a lot of great vendors and unique assets in the region that were on our panels. The Leduc County team was so great to work with. So we worked closely with economic development to pull off this event. So yeah, we were very pleased how it went. We'd love to host it again there next year. Egg initiatives again. So with that new website I talked about for Discover Leduc, we were able to really, again, go even further deep down on some of the assets that we can promote on the agritourism side, as well as the unique mapping to talk about the local food initiative and where your food comes from, and to actually map that out. So if visitors are coming, they can actually visit some of these farms that say they will allow people on their farms to come shop and visit and that kind of thing. So I just wanted to highlight that. Business Awards Gala, this event every year. We're doing Chamber Bandstand this year. So this year will be a 50s type theme at the Niskuins. So last year we had almost 400 people come out for this event. And this year we're highlighting 9 awards specifically in this region. We also have combined Wetaskiwin into this event, but they'll have their own awards. So this will be very Leduc County, City of Leduc businesses that are highlighted specifically for those awards. It's on March 11th too, by the way. Our Business Expo is our annual expo and trade fair. And we usually bring out about 3,500 visitors to that show. That will be on April 15th and 16th. The golf tournament, the annual golf tournament will be in June. So you're a part of that every year. Small Business Week, we did our Small Business Week panel this year at Red Tail Landing Golf Course. Our Spirit of Giving luncheon. These are last year's photos because we had to submit this presentation on November 30th and the event was December 1st. But this Spirit of Giving is such a great event, and we want to just continue it each year. And we host this one out at EIA at the Renaissance, but it's all about not-for-profits and the corporate giving and businesses giving back, as well as a minute to give it on all of the not-for-profits talking about what they've done throughout the year, which is amazing. And it's so awesome to see all the different not-for-profits that come out and the ones that people didn't even know about. So this is our annual Christmas event. Startup Leduc and Wetaskiwin region. So you came onto this initiative last year, which it only started at the beginning of last year. But this is for businesses 0 to 5 years. So 0, just having that idea, where do I go? Do I need a patent? How do I register my business? Up to 5 years, and they're ready for that next stage of growth. And this includes, like coaching and sessions. We did a Smart Start graduate program. So we had 13 businesses graduate from a Smart Start program. It was an 8-month education session with deliverables. And so we had 13 graduates from that program this year. We also did 4 different series I started a business, now what, cash flow event, strategic thinking for new entrepreneurs, and the idea napkin where businesses can come and talk about the ideas that they have. We've also created mentors, and we do have some mentors within Leduc County that meet with our Smart Start businesses. And we have also created a mastermind group through this. This initiative also includes free coaching, and actually 22% of the businesses that were coached this past year were from the Leduc County area. So it's a really great stat for that. So these are just the graduates from the Smart Start program. Here are the county hall memberships that we promote. Yeah, this is your membership with the chamber here. Yeah, and just thank you. So we were awarded the 2021 Chamber of the Year for Alberta just this past May. And I'm also the president of the Canadian Chamber Executive for this year. So it's a one-year position. So it's a volunteer position through our chamber. So yeah, but thank you. Do you have questions or?
Questions?
One thing I just want to mention on the Discover Leduc, our Facebook reach just this past year was 254,000 reaches. So our stats for Discover Leduc have really, since we've launched the initiative in 2020, have really gained momentum. So that's just, I thought, a great one to highlight for that.
Okay, questions? I have a question, and I was actually talking to Mr. Honesty about it just prior to the meeting, and it's about KPIs. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that when you come and do the presentation to us, you provide this very, very high level of, we've been successful. And in talking with Mr. Honesty, he says, well, perhaps more of the details around the KPIs, that there was 42 businesses in Leduc County that attended this, and these were the outcomes we achieved, and it was a yes, no, maybe, almost. Maybe that's what happens at the board level with our member who's on the board. So can you just talk, Ms. Garys, about where are the detailed KPIs, and then wondering if they could be or should be shared with council perhaps halfway through the year. Thank
you. I'd love to do that. So every month our board does get together and we do a CEO report, and that highlights all the new members, exactly where they're from, the member drops and why. And actually I just did a report on our members that we lost last year. Did their business close? Was it just something the chamber didn't work for them? So we have all of those stats. So yeah, I would love to come every 6 months and give you an update, even who attended. I mean, we have stats on everything that we do. So if there's anything you're looking for in that sense, definitely. Even I could submit the report, and I meet quite often with Dean Honesty, on Discover Leduc and some of our other initiatives. And so if there is anything like that, we can provide at any time. So.
Well, and again, I'm not sure if, it's not just about how many, it's about what impact. So when I look at the regional, the information center, we provide $21,000 to support that, right? What are the outcomes that the county as a municipality and or county residents get from that $21,000?
Yeah. So again, we do reporting on that as well. So we can provide what we do provide through the center, who we meet with, what they're looking for, and what we're promoting through the center. So if you want as well, we can come and give it a high level report or a low level, whatever you would like, a detailed if you would like on that. So,
well, and again, it might be something that our member could do for us, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be you. Yeah. But I started to think that we actually ask for fairly detailed information from, let's say, the food bank when they come and they do their presentation. We want to see their overall budget. We want to see, percentages here and there. And yet we haven't ever asked that from you. Yeah. And again, it was Mr. Honesty who said it's probably happening at the board meetings.
It is. And actually every initiative that we do an annual report for. Okay. So we have an annual report for Discover Leduc, an annual report for Startup, the Visitor Center, all of that. Okay. So yeah. So
what we'll do then, I'm not going to put it on your plate. We'll have a discussion with Councillor Lewis, who's our member, to see how she might think it could come to the rest of us in a way that makes sense and allows us to actually really understand what's happening.
Sure. No, that sounds great. We'd love to provide that.
Okay. Any further questions? Councillor Balazer.
Excuse me. Not really a question, but a comment. The last presentation you guys had here at our new center, I was at an Alice meeting in Wetaskiwin. Now, Alice in Brazeau County is a big thing. they really promote Alice and they know what it's all about all through there. I see nothing promoted through the chamber as far as Alice and Kim Barker. You know, I don't know how that would fit into ag initiatives, but something to that should be mentioned somewhere along the line, which it is not.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
fair. We can definitely look into that and see how we can promote that, working with the organization. So, yeah, it's just never really come across for us to promote, but we would definitely love to do that with you. So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Any other comments or questions? So, Jennifer, what will we be expecting from the increase that we're providing? And I think it's for that new business piece that you have at the end. What should we expect either for our businesses or residents from that investment?
So the startup investment, yes, this will be the second year that you're participating. You came on halfway through the year last year. And just like Discover Leduc, when we first started that initiative, it was quite new. Last year's startup was quite new, and now we really have great momentum. And we've actually had conversation with the Beck Center as well as how we can incorporate the two together with what we're already doing with the startup and how we can further gain momentum doing maybe some of those sessions through the Beck Center and that kind of thing. So we've been in discussion now with Make Space as well as the economic development team to see how we can grow those two initiatives together, as they're similar, but they are still different. And so there is a lot of things we can do to partner together where we're not overlapping and that we're each covering the gaps of those initiatives.
It might be nice perhaps next year after this gets some traction on it, maybe in your presentation to us to just highlight one of the businesses that you, so that we can, right, so
definitely.
that we can actually touch it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's the piece, perhaps that's what I'm looking for, is that ability to know that we've made a difference.
Yeah. And, we could come talk on that specifically on that initiative, just to let you know a little bit more about it. I never know how much time I have. I mean, I could be here all day. There's lots I can talk about, but I would love to come back maybe specifically also on Discover Leduc. I mean, the stats have been great. Startup, it would be nice to come, and do a 20-minute session and talk about our graduates. Our mentors have been amazing. We'll be continuing to seek those throughout the Nisku Industrial Park as well as Leduc County. So yeah, no, I think it would.
Okay, and the council will, I mean, those are just my thoughts. Council will make decisions about that. But like I said, it just allows us to be able to talk to our residents and go, yes, here's an example of why this was important to do.
For sure. And we've hired a director to run the Startup Center, Amber Cook. So it would be great to have her come as well and introduce her to you and let her speak as well. So, yeah.
Thank you. Any further questions? Okay, I think we have a motion on that report. Flipping back and forth, or we need a motion? Do we need a motion just to accept? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I've lost my place in my. We accept for information. Okay, Councillor Blaser. Any comments, questions, any further debate? Seeing none, all in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hope you left your car running.
Yeah. Hopefully it's still warm. Yeah, it's so cold today. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're on to Ms. Klamosko next.
Good morning. Just like to invite Roseanne up. So it is my absolute pleasure this morning to present Roseanne Hall with her 5-year service award with Leduc County. She began her career with Leduc County as Director of Corporate Services and has recently transitioned into a role as Strategic Project Coordinator under the County Manager's Office. Over the last 5 years, Roseanne has demonstrated her immense knowledge in municipal government, HR matters. She has values that align very closely with county values, and she's worked tirelessly for the county every day and has done amazing work. She's able to take on any type of project, gather the required information, bring people together to work and move that initiative forward. She's been a positive role model to myself and a mentor and to many staff in the county. I want to thank Roseanne for her exceptional service to the county, and we wish her all the best as she moves into retirement at the end of the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Just don't head out yet. A few seconds. I just have a couple of words, Roseanne, just before you leave. Sorry for holding you up. I just want to say that when you came on 5 years ago, I was so impressed with your ability to sit in our corporate services and take it over. You provided answers to 1,000 questions, and you provided them professionally with confidence. And every single time you came in front of council, I had more and more confidence in your ability to continue to work here. And just so impressive. You're such an impressive professional person. We were so fortunate to have you. I wish you all the best in retirement. A reminder, I'm retired, so that gives you an idea what you can do when you're retired. We wish you all the best. And it was so great to have the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you so much. Just for a second here. So I want to thank council also and, the administration also for a wonderful experience. Great way to end my career. Wish I could be around for another 15 years, but life sometimes creates challenges for you and you end up in a different scenario. And, I thank the county for the support. I thank council for your support. It's been wonderful and couldn't have found a better spot to kind of finish up. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, on to economic update. Mr. White, we probably won't be quite as emotional with this one unless, I don't know, you can try.
I won't take it personally.
Okay, whenever you're ready, sir, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Madam Chair and committee and those watching. The purpose of this presentation is to provide committee with an economic development update for last November's activities in alignment with council's strategic vision and expectations. It is administration's recommendation that the governance and priorities committee receive the economic development update report as information or provide another direction to administration. Recent activities, the Leduc County Business Entrepreneur Center, also known as the BEC. The center's first event was held by the Chamber for the 2022 Growing From Here Summit on November 25th. The successful half-day summit focused on bringing together agriculture, food business, and government and regional partners, focused on regional growth within the food sector and working with the Chamber and also with MakeSpace. Customer Relations Management. So our Customer Relations Management System, or CRM, known as Salesforce, is up and fully operational. And this will allow us to track and measure our economic development activities, produce reports, performance metrics, contracts, accounts, projects, KPIs, timelines, and inquiries. The system has very similar functionalities with other regional users such as Edmonton Global. And this system allows us, even if someone is not here, to contact, track history of progress, and track and measure our work and keep KPI and impacts.
So, Mr. White, would you be able to take some of that data into information and provide it to us monthly then?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you.
I will take that as direction.
And again, don't want the raw data. We need
We
need to get the information about what's happening. Council has absolutely put a focus on economic development. And I think this new software will help you communicate a little bit more to us about what's going on.
And Madam Chair, the system has a functionality where it can actually produce graphical representations in a very dashboard-like style.
Perfect.
So we don't have to, expose anyone's names or likenesses and something like that.
And we'll leave that. You can work with our county manager about what that might look like, but it would be something to help us be able to follow along.
We'll
Thank
make
you.
sure those are in the attachments. Okay, business retention and expansion. So the completed business and retention expansion survey report is being looked over by administration and refining it. And that will help us do our future business support work. Additional interviews for top flagged follow-ups will occur in the next few weeks. Now, these top flagged businesses, as identified, have items identified with labor, resources, expansion, or location considerations, and council will be briefed on those findings. Regional engagement. The economic development team is now part of the Leduc County bylaw review, providing economic development perspective with the development approval process and regulatory requirements. Administration is also a member, as we know, as the Collaborative Economic Development, known as the CD. They are currently working on the methodology, site considerations, base financial model, and the potential benefit sharing within the region. And sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was just wondering, and perhaps the question is to Mr. Coleman, do we know when our next oversight committee, they continue to get put in my calendar and then changed, and has administration been working with CED?
Yes, we're working on the CED. I'm not sure when the next oversight meeting is.
Thank you.
They keep pushing it out, so.
I can respond that I am a member of the working and other committees and have been since the start. So I'll also find out when the oversight committee is too, but we usually get notified, but I'm not aware of that date as well.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
As well, we are engaging with the Edmonton Metropolitan Region, EMRB, regarding agriculture sectors and broadband from an economic development perspective. Administration continues to work creating an attractive investment environment. The next steps for economic development, the 2023 work plan for the team's activities will align with business retention, expansion, attraction, advocacy, and development facilitation based on the proposed Leduc investment strategy, which Bob Murray presented at council workshop in October. This strategy has actions, deliverables, and within expected timelines, with some of these activities occurring in 2023. That concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any further questions for Mr. White? Well, I know it's a surprise, but I have another one. We have worked hard and made very hard decisions on our budget this year, and we're really calling it an investment budget. How will the communication from the decisions made around budget, around getting ready for investment, could you be using those as you go out and try and highlight the county, or have you had an opportunity to look at that? If that even makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to look at that yet, but yes, part of what I would assume our work is to do is to put us at the same level as the other municipalities in the region that do similar work than we do.
And certainly we made really tough decisions that should help us demonstrate our readiness for investment at multiple levels.
And I would suggest this place is very ready for investment. And I would say through awareness and very aggressive promotion, you should see the results.
Perfect. Good news. All right, if there's no more questions, someone move that for information. Councillor Lewis will move that we receive the economic development update for information. All in favor? That is unanimous. Okay, I need someone to move us in camera, Councillor Scobie, thank you. All in favor? Thank you. And we will wait until we are in. Okay, thank you very much. We have moved out of in camera. Councillor Balazar made that motion. That was the only motion made in camera. And we do have a motion regarding appointment of public members at large, council boards and committees. Looking for someone to move that motion. Councillor Scobie, go ahead. Councillor Scobie, just your microphone while
Okay,
we want to
try
hear
that again. I was stumbling anyhow. Okay, I motion that the following public members at large be appointed to the committees and boards as follows. Ag Service Board would be Debbie Hofstra and Russell Kuczynski. Family and Community Support Services, Leslie Mason. Ladis. Yeah, that would sound better. Leduc County Library Board, Dana McFall. Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, Leduc Region, Amanda Reimer. And the Public Works Committee, we aren't appointing anybody and looking at removing that from
amend the
the
bylaw
bylaw.
terms of reference to remove public members. Okay. That is the motion on the floor, council. Any more comments or questions? Thank you very much, Councillor Scobie. I am seeing none. I'm going to call the question. All in favor? That is unanimous, and we are at the end of our meeting. So I will adjourn at 11:28 and 45 seconds.